going to talk about this year's seasonal outlook for the season, but I can't touch on this year without at least going back and looking back at the year that we had last year, which was definitely one that broke many records. We had, as everyone here knows, we had Hurricane Irma, which devastated the island. But not only did we have Irma, the entire season in general was definitely one of the most active seasons we've had in recent record. For example, we had the highest number of hurricanes last year. With the last comparable year could be 2005. At one point we had 10 hurricanes in a row. I don't think that's ever happened on the records before, and it also caused record damages in terms of money loss, and it also definitely affected the lives of many persons directly impacted by the storm. Looking forward to this year's hurricane season, there's a 75% chance that we're going to have an average to above average season. Okay, and essentially what that means is it's more likely that we can see those numbers that we normally see over the long-term hurricane seasons. What that means is, on average, we expect to have 12 named storms. That's tropical storm force winds and above. We're expecting to see 6 hurricanes and also 3 major hurricanes. Okay, so the numbers we're looking at for this year is slightly above those, the range being from 10 to 16 named storms. We have 5 to 9 hurricanes and 1 to 4 major hurricanes. And when we speak about major hurricanes, we're talking about category 3 and above. That's with winds of 111 miles per hour and greater. And essentially, once it gets to a certain level, the damage caused by the storms, even though they get stronger, it almost becomes the damage is almost the same. The impact that is felt by the community and all those around it.
Now, I noted these couple of months before the hurricane season started,
Right.
the heat wave out there is very high. I noticed in the readings that you sent to us that sometimes you're up to 90.
Right.
And the low is about 81, sometimes go up to 82. Is that that has caused the atmosphere to create a storm?
Okay, as far as, I'm glad you actually mentioned that, because I don't know, recently we've been very windy. Okay, and what causes this is that we have what you call the North Atlantic oscillation, and what it is, it's the Bermuda High and also a low that's situated near Iceland, and these two features are in what's called the permanent phase, positive phase, excuse me. And what that is, what tends to happen in that case is the winds tend to be much stronger than normal. Okay, so that's actually a good thing for us, because the high winds then leads to lower ocean sea surface temperatures, which then translates to less fuel for storms to form. Also, because of the high winds, again, it's also a more hostile environment for a storm to generate. This factored in with the onset of El Nino, which is actually forecast to begin later this year. These are all things that lead to hostile environments for a hurricane to form in. And as far as the heat is more associated with the Saharan dust that's coming over. So this is definitely keeping us in a more dry climate, and with it being so dry, the heat is definitely gonna affect us. It's gonna make us uncomfortable, but in terms of hurricanes, this type of environment is more is gonna keep hurricanes from forming as easily.
Now, the other thing that I'm also noticing too, that the hurricanes are coming pretty early than usual, and when they come, they normally form into a storm before they come into a hurricane. And what we are realizing, they don't form a hurricane from when we reach off the coast of Africa. Can you explain the reason why that's happening?
Okay, some hurricanes have moved into conditions where they can have explosive growth, basically. So by the time one observation is sent out, maybe within the next 6 to 12 hours, it goes from being a tropical wave to a tropical storm. So that's something that can happen, but it tends to only happen when the conditions are just right and all the ingredients that are there that's needed to form a hurricane is available, and there's a lot of it. So if the sea surface temperatures are really warm, if there's not much wind shear, there's not much Saharan dust around it, these are all conducive environments for a hurricane to grow explosively. And again, if the winds are not high, the stern winds, if those are not high either, then the hurricane can just basically be more or less move slowly and build quickly because it has all the ingredients that it needs.
Tell them, connecting you.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
The article was about the fact that I supposedly was busy requesting an extension to submit the 2019 budget. What I said in the meeting with my ministry is that the policy, my aim was for the 2019 budget to be a realistic one, and to be able to produce a realistic budget, I will need some additional time. And that's all I've said. And definitely, and then this morning I tried to explain it further in the newspaper, but still it was kind of confusing to myself as well. The deadline of December 15th is the deadline that I'm looking at, but I need more time, and that's it. Country St. Martin has a country to run. It's time that we produce realistic budgets to the people, to Parliament, and to the Kingdom. And if I need time to do so, I will definitely do so. In the meantime, made sure that the CFT was informed of my plans, which I did while on a working visit to Curaçao. And in a discussion I had with Staatssecretaris Knops, I also inform them of such. So let's see how it goes, but December 15 is our and my deadline. Then there's another point I would like to address shortly. In walking through town and through the business community areas of St. Martin, the cry of the business community for support from our local banks is very high. And if you come across business people that are requesting 10, 15,000 US to stock up, to refurbish, or to do whatever with the business to make sure that it continues, it is very difficult to obtain those monies, even though they have collateral in the form of pieces of land. And I understand that land doesn't produce money, and that the banks say, yeah, but that's what it is. It is not sufficient for us. You know, that might be a banking policy. But on the other hand, banks should also realize, and I would like to exempt the good ones in between the ones that we have locally, but the bank should realize also that all of us, government, the citizens of St. Martin, we have a responsibility for the rebuilding of our nation. And we can continue sticking to certain rules and protocols. This is a disaster zone still, and it requests exceptional measures to be taken. And I would call upon the banking community to really, you know, pick up your responsibility and help us, the people, help us, the government, to come to solutions. Yes, the Ministry of Finance is busy looking at how we can help, especially the small and mid-sized businesses, but we need the help from everyone. We cannot just sit by and wait for the money to come to you. I mean, that is the exceptional position some of our banks have. We can finance cars, and yes, the Banking Association, when I was a parliamentarian, tried to explain to me why it is not possible. You know, as long as we put people on the moon and send a spacecraft to Mars, anything should be possible. Anything should be possible to rebuild our country. You have a responsibility to carry, so please pick up, and I plead to the banks to really look into this seriously. I will continue monitoring the progress or non-progress, and I will continue to address it. Then I would like to inform the people of St. Martin that we will receive the Honorable Ambassador of the United States to the Netherlands. He will be visiting St. Martin, together with the Dutch Ambassador to the United States and the consul, the U.S. consul based in Curacao. I will be entertaining this visit as the I will be deputizing for the Prime Minister who is of Ireland, and I think that the Deputy Prime Minister will inform you about that. There will be some topics that are going to be discussed, such as pre-clearance. I will be joined by my colleague from Economic Affairs, Mr. Johnson, as well. Issues like reciprocity in visa policies. So some topics that are necessary that we need to discuss with the United States. And that is it for now. No, last point. The central bank is an ongoing portfolio for me. We need to finalize the appointments. Discussions I had while I was in Curacao. The situation with the insurance company Enya is still on the agenda, and I'm looking to travel back to Curacao to discuss with my counterpart, Minister Gijs Berta, and the central bank the latest status and the plan of action.
people all across St. Martin are switching to a more rewarding experience. The WIB MasterCard Fun Miles credit card, better known as My Card. Earn 1 Fun Mile for every $2 spent, even abroad and online. This will quickly get you a ton of Fun Miles to redeem for travel, shopping, food, fuel, and much more. But there's more to My Card. Worldwide acceptance, an EMV chip for extra security, and 250 free Fun Miles with first use. Switch to My Card today at WIB.
Fun miles, from within your reach.
Tell them. Connecting you.
It has come to my attention that unknown persons have been creating fake social media accounts under my name. Specifically on Instagram, there is a fake account called Honorable Miklos Gitterson with 2 T's. This is a fake account known for scamming. I learned that the OM office is carrying out an investigation on this account. I would please like to ask the public not to interact with this account and to please report it on Instagram. I would like to inform that the only social media account through which I will be interacting with the general public is on Facebook. The page, which will be monitored in close collaboration with my cabinet, is facebook.com/Miklos Gitterson with 1 T. Through this medium, I will highlight different activities and projects and attempt to, within limits, interact with the community. This may seem like a trivial topic to start giving my updates on. However, I take my reputation and the privilege of being your minister very seriously. I would never solicit or ask that personal details or information be sent via social media. It is a shame that the very same technology that brings so many benefits can also be the same tool used to destroy a person's character. Moving on, last Thursday, I had the opportunity to escort steering committee members Mr. Marcel Gomes of St. Martin, Mr. Frans Wiekers of the Netherlands, and Mrs. Tasheen Said, World Bank Country Director of the Caribbean, and their delegations on a tour of the landfill. The delegation, along with a presentation from Mr. Claudius Moncamper, received a first-hand view of the landfill, the challenges that we experience, and the urgency that we all feel to work towards a sustainable solution in the shortest possible time. The landfill issue continues to be one of the highest priorities, and all hands are on deck, and will remain on deck until the best solution is found. Later on in the afternoon, I was also present along with Minister Lee, as the group was also given a presentation from the St. Martin Housing Development Foundation, as part of the funds have been allocated to performing emergency repairs to the public housing homes critically hit. Further to the repairs, medium and long-term plans are in process to address the housing shortage on St. Martin. We have also engaged the expertise of the World Bank to advise us on all these areas as well. The hurricane season cleanup campaign in different districts continues to take place on a weekly basis and in the coming days. Debris collection continues on July 18th to the 24th in the Phillipsburg area, July 21st, the Bush Road area, and July 22nd, the Fort William to Corralita Road area will be the targeted zones. The schedule can be found on the Facebook page and through the other government outlets. As always, I urge the public to make use of these opportunities to get rid of any garbage or loose debris that can very easily become projectiles or litter during a storm. For residents in vulnerable groups, especially the elderly or disabled, who may have trouble getting debris to the roadside to be picked up, I want to encourage you to reach out to your respective community councils who maintain close communication with the different haulers. They may be able to make arrangements for your debris to be picked up directly from your yard. While touching on hurricane season district cleanups, I would like to take a moment to remind the general community of their own personal obligation to help keep our island clean. We can have all the district cleanups that we want. We can have the very best garbage haulers cleaning the streets every night. But if we, as a community, don't take personal responsibility to not litter and to properly dispose of our trash, then all the work this ministry and other NGOs try to do will be in vain. I highly appreciate and commend the different service organizations throughout the community who continually hold cleanup campaigns on our beaches and in our communities. I know that Minister Johnson has recently participated in one of these cleanups, and I commend him. I am calling on all of us to take part in keeping our island clean, and it starts with taking a personal responsibility to not litter and to properly dispose of our garbage around our homes, streets, and places of business. Continuing, the fight against the invasion of the sargassum seaweed continues. The ministry is continually monitoring the influx of the seaweed, and right now we are busy in the Oyster Pond area trying to keep ahead of the invasion. The work is continuous and is a very real effect of climate change. We are also closely monitoring other areas on the island and making preparations to initiate other cleanups. From tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, the old fire station building in the center of Phillipsburg is scheduled to be demolished. Work will start at 6 a.m. on Thursday and will continue into Friday. Along with the Minister of Economic Affairs, notice has been given to the vendors at the location to accommodate the necessary work that is being done.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
Hello, St. Martin. My name is Jose Helaga and I play basketball. I have organized basketball events in St. Martin. Sport matters to me because it makes everybody come together in unity. So I challenge the businesses community to step up for sports and help us rebuild and repair our facility. I'm also asking the community to nominate local businesses in your area to take on the challenge and step up for sport because sports matter. Check out the Department of Sports SXM Facebook page for more information. Hashtag Sport Matter, hashtag Are You In?
Our status, once we changed over and 10-10-10 and the Netherlands Antilles was dissolved, it then removed our opportunity for us to participate in the Olympics officially. Yeah. So at this present moment, Curacao can't participate in the Olympics. St. Martin cannot. The reason why Aruba can is because before the rules were changed within the IOC, they applied for membership. So remember, they changed their status a long time before us, and by doing that, they sought membership into the IOC. And before the rules changed, where you have to be an independent country with your own borders and your own flag, they were able to gain membership to the IOC. So at this present moment, St. Martin nor Curacao is able to do that. Now, both St. Martin and Curacao are seeking membership. And if you see a person from Curacao participating in the Olympics, it's usually because they're either representing Aruba or they're representing the Netherlands, you know. And for me, I think that's hugely important, those opportunities to be able to participate in the Olympics. And I know that the St. Martin Sports Olympic Federation, they're trying all that they can to get us to that point, to be able to participate. And the route that we're seeking to take is that the Olympic movement does not, they do not exclude athletes. Yeah. So the idea is once you qualify. So for example, we're participating in the CAC Games in 2018. The Pan American Games are in 2019, and the Olympic Games are in 2020. So the idea is, once you are able to go through that process of qualification and participation in these games leading up to the Olympics, once you're good, they're not going to exclude you participating. It doesn't matter where you come from, you will always be able to participate once you excel in your sport. So I highlighted earlier that we're going to be participating in the CAC Games. And leading up to the CAC Games from, I think it was 2014, our athletes have been practicing and participating in qualifying games and whatnot. And by doing this, the idea is to showcase that St. Martin can reach somewhere, you know. And I feel that it's important that we appreciate the fact that we've reached to this particular level, and if we continue to support each other and we work hard within sport, we can reach to the next level, and then the next level of the Olympics. We are, at this point, we are not there yet. And I understand that. But we still have to encourage our athletes to work hard. You know, as government, we still have to support our athletes. So if there are qualifying games or matches or camps, training camps and whatnot, it's important that we're able to support them in these areas so that they can better prepare themselves for these types of games and competitions. It's important that we support our coaches. It's important that we support our sport organizations as well in their development. And I feel that if we continue to show our support for them, then they will continue to work hard to reach to that level of the Olympics. That's great. And I've even said, for me, it doesn't matter what flag we're under. At the end of the day, if you win a competition as a St. Martiner, you know, you're going to say, I am from St. Martin. You're not going to say you're from the Netherlands or Aruba. You're going to say, I am from St. Martin, and I'm proud to be here as a St. Martiner. You know, so I think that's hugely important that we just go and we work hard and we support our athletes.